Hi guys, today we are doing a no makeup look, so this is purely corrective. It's a look that makes people question if you are truly wearing any makeup at all. This kind of look is fun if you want a little bit of coverage, if you're going to the beach, or if you are just a light makeup wearer on a day-to-day basis. So without further ado, let's get started. The key to any no makeup look is really great skincare. So to start off, I'm going to be using one of my favorite moisturizers. This is the Embryolisse Lait Cream Concentrate. I use that on all my clients and it is very hydrating and really awesome for sensitive skin. I will be applying this using a sponge. This one is from Real Techniques. But any sponge will do. So now that I have my moisturizer on my face, I'll be applying a little bit of eye cream underneath my eyes and on my eyelids. The eye cream that I will be using today is from Clinique. It is their Pep Start Eye Cream. So now you just want to make sure that the moisturizer and eye cream has fully absorbed into the skin. So now we can move on to foundation. Today I'll be using MAC Face and Body in the shade N2. I really love that foundation. It is very natural looking and it gives a great dewy finish to the skin. So I will be using the same makeup sponge as I was earlier when I was applying my moisturizer. I'm just gonna dab it and bounce it up and down on the skin to really work that foundation into the skin. This foundation is fairly buildable, so if you do have some redness around your cheeks, you can build up and work in multiple layers and it still looks really nice and natural. So now I finished applying my foundation. I'm just gonna add a little bit of concealer to conceal my under eye areas and get rid of a little bit of redness that I still have around my nose and cheeks. The concealer I will be using today is Bye Bye Under Eye from IT Cosmetics. With this product, a little bit does go a long way, so I'm just going to be applying with that same sponge that I applied my foundation with, kind of just dabbing it up and down gently around the eye area. If you err on one side, it's better to err on the side of too light and being more light-handed than being heavy-handed, because it's hard to take off makeup that you've already applied, but it's easy to add more and add more layers, which creates a more natural looking finish. So I'm just gonna add some to my cheek area and around my nose because that is typically where I get red. As you can see, this foundation is very dewy, so we will be powdering soon just to take away some of that shine. For blush today, I'll be using Becca's Beach Tint in Raspberry. These are really handy to have when you need something quick for your cheeks and lips. They do sheer out, so don't be afraid if the color looks a bit bright, because you can always just tap it into your skin, and then if it is too intense, you can just take that sponge that you were using and kind of go over it to kind of diffuse and calm down the color. So now that I have built up the blush to a place that I like, I'll be using that same color and just applying it on the lips. This is more to just create a stain and to create some definition to your lips without having to use a lipstick. To powder my face, I'll be using an Hourglass powder. This is the ambient lighting powder in diffused light. And I really love setting my makeup with this. And I'm not going to powder the whole face, I'm just going to powder where I don't want shine. So in between the eyebrows here and kind of up, sides of the nose, and then underneath the eyes. A little bit on the chin. In my smile lines. And then along my jawline here. When you're powdering, make sure that there aren't any creases in your makeup, otherwise you're gonna set those creases. If there are, then feel free to just grab that sponge again and dab and swipe to get rid of the creases and disperse the product, and then immediately afterwards powder whatever area you're working on. So now I am fairly happy with the way that my face is looking. I do like that little bit of dewiness. So now I'm gonna move on to the eyes. For the eyes, I'll just be using a bone shade eyeshadow. You can really find this color in almost any palette. Just use a matte eyeshadow or a shadow with a little bit of sheen to it. And then I'm just gonna take a fluffy brush right here and powder underneath my brow bone. Like I said, it doesn't really matter what eyeshadow you use. This one that I'm using is from Laura Mercier. I really love her eyeshadows. They're very high quality, but like I said before, it's a very dupeable shade. So whatever you have in your collection, just go ahead and use that. To brighten up the eyes a little bit, I will be using that same eyeshadow and packing it on the lid. So you can leave it like this if you want to, or if you want to add a little bit of definition, take a mid-tone shade and put it in your crease, but do a very light shade, maybe like 1 shade darker or 2 shades darker than your actual skin tone, so that it's not as dramatic. So I'm just using a little bit to kind of define my crease. And then just blending it out with whatever's left on the brush. So this is like a step further past no makeup, but I do like having a little bit of definition around the eyes. Doing the same on this other side. So this is an optional step, but if you do want to line your upper waterline, you can use a black eyeliner, whatever liner that you like. Go ahead and do that. So this just gives the effect that you have more lashes because it's darkening that strip of skin that you have right at the lash line. Personally, I don't like going all the way in because I don't really have very many lashes on the inner corner of my eye, so I kind of just do 2/3. and then make sure it doesn't transfer to your lower waterline, otherwise it would be obvious that you are wearing makeup. For mascara, I am using my favorite mascara at the moment. This is the Voluminous Lash Paradise from L'Oreal. This is a very dramatic mascara, but I will just be doing one coat with it to keep it fairly natural. If you do want to curl your lashes, do that before this step so you don't end up damaging your lashes. So that just gave a little bit of definition, and mascara really works wonders when framing the eyes. So I will also put a little bit on the lower lashes as well. So like I said, this mascara you can build up to get that clumpy or full feeling, but today, since it's a no makeup makeup, I decided to go with just one coat. So the eyebrow pencil that I will be using is from NYX. It is their micro brow pencil in the shade Espresso. This pencil is fairly hard, which I personally like for my eyebrows. I'm not going to do anything really in this forward part of the brow. I'm just going to focus on this tail end to give a little bit of depth and more of a framing to the whole entire face overall. Just going in really lightly, and then this spoolie that they have on the other end is amazing. I love spoolies that are this shape. I'm kind of just using the spoolie to blend in whatever product I had in my brows. So doing the same thing on the other side. Just filling in the tail end for the most part. I'm bringing a little bit of product to the front and using the spoolie to blend it all out. To set the brows, I'll be using a brow mascara from Benefit called Gimme Brow in the shade number 5. Just kind of brushing up and out. I kind of prefer the feathered out brow where you can see the tips of the hairs. So that's why I brush up and push the brow hairs up. If you want to add more product into the brow, you could always back comb, but since I'm trying to be a little more natural, I'll just leave it how it is. So I know the brows are a little bit on the bold side for a no makeup makeup, but I really like my brows this way, and I think it really pulls together the whole entire look. If you enjoyed my video, please smash that like button because it really helps out my channel and promotes it to other people so that they can discover what I have to offer. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.